this session. So did you guys remember the last topic? We enabled logs to the Azure Log Analytics workspace yesterday. Am I right? We sent a performance counters as well as the Azure backups. Yesterday during the session, I was able to only see add-on Azure backup jobs, but now I see backup policy, protected items, and storage. And we could see Azure activity as well, and Azure metrics, core Azure backup, and performance and heartbeat related. Okay, first we'll focus on Azure backups. I think yesterday we sent logs to, I think we were able to fetch the failures information, right? And we saved the queries as well. I think here I should be okay. It has been moved. That is totally fine, but I think I can get the data from here. Okay, this is the query we used it yesterday. Okay, in last 24 hours, there is one failure here. So what we will do is we'll use this data, okay, and try to trigger a automated email using the logic apps. Okay, so first let me log into the another Azure portal in another tab and look for the logic apps. So we have a logic app created and we had one workflow which we wanted to enable. I'll go to the designer mode. Here, the first thing what I need to do is I need to choose the recurrence. Schedule. Okay, in the schedule, I'm going to say recurrence. How frequently you wanted to run this workflow? Once in a day should be fine. Okay, so I'm going to say once in a day. So you can also add other parameters like time zone, which time zone you wanted to add. Okay, and you can select from here UTC plus 5:30 is what I'm going to choose it. UTC plus 5:30. Oh, it's not showing here. 5, 6, like that it is showing. Oh, it's minus, sorry. I have to scroll down. Yes, I can see here. Okay, time zone, you can choose it. And the parameters you can specify like start time or, at a specific time. I'm going to choose nothing. Okay, I'm okay with this. And then I'm going to say action. What I want to do is I wanted to run a query, right? So what query I wanted to run? I wanted to run a log analytics query, right? So I should look for the monitor. Let us search for the monitor or log analytics. Okay. We are done with this. Here you should be able to see them. Okay. Let me search Azure Log Analytics. Okay, here actions are not there. Again, I'm searching Azure Log. Monitor logs, run query and list results. Okay, let us choose this. Now I need to sign in to my directory. Click on sign in. Yeah, it is authenticated successfully, guys. Now I'm going to select the subscription. This is my subscription. I need to choose the resource group where my log analytics workspace is located. So which is the RG? Santosh, is it a backup RG?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And the resource type would be log analytics workspace. And the resource name should be the one where we send data logs. It is still loading here. Backup. This is where you need to specify the query. Okay. So what I need to do is I wanted to store the error code. I don't want it to run this. Okay. I wanted to get only the error code. So let's say summarize by job failure code. Okay. We'll just use this for now. And the time generated, let's use it here itself. Where time generated ago. Greater than 48 hours. I think we'll just remove it. I think the query I'm not able to fetch it for now. We'll just use this. Okay, in this. I'm going to run this query. Time range, okay, it is anyways, it is given here. I'm going to say last 3 days. Okay, use this one. Now from this, what happens is it's going to give me the error job failure codes only, either success or failures. Okay, in last 24 hours, I think 48 hours, if I say, you see, I'm getting this, right? Here, I'm going to use last 48 hours. Okay, what action I wanted to add it now? So I wanted to store this data into variable. Okay, so what I will do is I'll just search with the variable. Variables. I'm going to create a variable, initialize a variable. The variable name is job code. Okay, and the value it is going to store as a string. All right. Now next, I'm going to initialize the variable now. Set the variable data. Search again variable. Okay, and I need to set the variable. Variable name is going to be job code, and the value is going to be the data that is coming. So this is the one, job failure code. This data is coming from the above output, guys. Okay, it's automatically giving you. From the run query and list results, what is coming out? Job failure code. You are getting this right, job failure code. So that is data. That is the data it is going to give me. Okay, and once I have this, okay, once I have it, I'm going to add another action. Okay, where I'm going to run this query again. So log analytics. Azure monitor logs, run query and the list results, subscription, resource group backup RG, and resource type is log analytics workspace. Resource name is this. In the query, okay, I'm going to project this, but I'm going to use a command called where job failure code, okay, contains, okay, here I'm going to add the variable. Okay, what the reason why I'm adding this, I wanted to store this, run this query based on the error code. Okay, here in this, I'm going to add job failure code. right? It should come. Here I'm going to say job code. All right, so this query, what it does, whatever the job code is coming, right? For this, it is going to replace here and the run data. Okay, I will show you how it is going to be. It will place like this and run the data. So only one will come. We can also do one more thing. We can also say where job code status is failed. Okay, we can also add that. For now, we don't have much failures. I'm just going with this. Okay, time range, I'm going to use the same one. Let's say 3 days. Okay, this is fine. Now, whatever the output is coming, I wanted to store them into a variable. Sorry, into a table, right? For that, what I'm going to do is data operations. Okay, if I go with the data operations, okay, you can see create a HTML table here. Okay, so here from where you wanted to get it, from the data, from the second run query and list result, whatever the data is coming, that value I wanted to add it here. Then what I want to do is I wanted to trigger an email alerts. Okay, let me search with the email. Okay, Azure. Okay, so if I search this, there will be multiple options here. SMTP, you can use it if you have SMTP. If you have Office 365 Outlook, you can use it. You have Outlook.com, you can use it. Mostly you might be using Office 365 because you have your organization email ID. Okay, and you can also use Gmail for the stream. There will be one more thing called SendGrid. Okay, so using the SendGrid, you see here, right? If you have a SendGrid account, you can also use that to send automated email alerts. For now, I'm going to use Outlook.com. Okay, what I want to do is I want to send an email. Okay, so let me look for the send email v2. Okay, so this is where it is asking me to sign in. I'm going to use my Outlook.com email to send email alerts. So these many are there. Where is VH8015? Come on, 50. Yes, this one. Yes. Okay, it's signing in. Okay. Here you can specify the to address. You can specify the subject line. You can specify the email body and the parameters. All these things you can specify here. Okay, I want to send an email to my email ID. Okay, you can say add your team DL here. Okay, by just separating this with a comma, or I think comma. And if you wanted to send it to your email, maybe I will use another email here. I think I should use comma separated. Semicolon or comma. Which one I should use it? I don't remember. For now, I'll use this as a comma. Later, if needed, I will change it. Okay, I'll use both. kamalakar.kamsani@gmail.com. Okay, these are the few of them, and email subject will be Azure VM backup failed. Okay, with error code. Error code I wanted to add is this job failure code. Okay, or this variable. Here in the subject email body, hello team. I think I'll just maximize this. Hello team. Here are the list of backup failures with the error code. What is the error code here? Yeah, so I'm going to add this variables. Okay, please review and take necessary steps to fix them. You are going to send an email to your team, automatic email. How do I avoid this? Yeah. Okay, then you can insert, right? You can insert a table, right? Which has the data, output data, right? This is how you do it. Okay, team. So regards your backup. I'm just adding like this, okay? I think this should be fine. Here I'm using comma and somewhere semicolon. I think I should use semicolon only and use semicolon. Fine, team, this is fine, right? I'm going to save this now. Okay. Okay, everything is good. I'm going to save this entire workflow. Okay, let's quickly test this once it is saved. Okay, I'll go to this workflow. It is saved successfully. I'm going to run this now. It's already running. Click on this. If there are any failures, we should be able to see them here. Okay, it has ran, everything is ran. There are 2 emails. Looks like I'll just go to this Outlook and go to the sent items. Okay, you can see. And the first thing you need to do is this, you look at the error code. Right now it is success, right? There will be one more for failure. And you can say everything available here. Okay, in the email. And if I go back to the other one, okay, it's created for success, again for success. Okay, for the failure, we need to check why it's not created. Okay, go into the designer again. Here, last 3 days is what we have chosen, which is correct only. I'll say last 7 days. And anything to be modified here? Nothing, right? Yeah, nothing to be modified. Last 7 days should be fine. And here in the run query and results, the query is good. Yes, it is. And I'm going to say last 7 days. Oh, okay, it's last 7 days. I'm going to choose. Last 7 days I've chosen, and I don't see any other errors as well in the query. And one thing I need to do is I think there are a few settings I have to modify here. This one should be modified. so that I don't see multiple email alerts. Wherever you see for loop, you need to change the setting. Save it and run it. Run the trigger. It is triggering. I'm only seeing the success data. I don't know, somehow it is not fetching the failures data. Is there anything wrong with the query? Job failure code should be coming. Okay, anyways, I mean, you understood the situation, right, team? Any questions so far? If I go back to this, I am seeing this error code, but it is only triggering for success. There are two error codes. Okay, probably there could be some issue with my query. Okay, maybe the workflow that I will have to review it. It's loading. Okay, I think it's still loading. All right, any questions so far? It has failed. Authentication failed, action failed. Okay, this one is there, but it's not sending an email. There seems to be some issue. Maybe I need to validate this account. Okay, because we are seeing this. You see here, the error code has come, but it did not trigger. You see, it is there. And while sending, we are seeing this problem. Too many requests are received. Yes, I need to validate or verify this account to fix this problem. Okay, otherwise the workflow and everything is correct. Any questions so far? Is this fine? I mean, the way how to use this, at least you got some idea?
Yeah, got little bit idea.
Yeah, so I struggle a lot to design this in the initially for my team. We have around 80 to 90,000 of backup items. So I am doing all this kind of automation. I have done it. Yeah, it's initially difficulty, but if you start working on it, it will be very interesting. But yeah, your time and everything will go for this only. It's good to get started. Okay, this is about the email alerts. Okay, we know how to run the queries. We know how to put them in the emails. Okay, one more thing what we'll learn is we'll try to learn the workbooks. Okay, so I'll save this into a notepad. Especially to monitor the backups, there are a few easy things. Go to the recovery service vault, click on this. If you scroll down here, there is something called backup reports and backup explorer. Let us check this. Here you need to select the workspace and go to the summary. Just click on like this. It will give you all the data. Okay, this is the overview blade. If you go to summary, this is giving you the backup compliance. This is the dashboard that you can use it. I mean, you don't need to spend much time to build a new dashboard using Kusto queries. Already Microsoft has given you this, where it says number of backup items are 5 and protected instance at 12.5. So protected instances is not same as your backup instances. Okay, based on the size, so they will actually convert them into protected instances. This is how your building starts. This is not how your building starts. Your building starts on protected instances, not on the backup items. Okay, and the clouds. These two factors are caused to your billing. Okay. Azure Virtual Machine backups we have. If you have a database backups, files and folders backup, anything else, you can see them in the table here. Okay, you will see them in the table and you can export to Excel as well. Okay, this is one of the very, very useful thing. Okay, and these are used by Kusto queries only. So going to the backup instances tab. So here it says how many instances are protected, how many are not protected, how many of them are initial backup pending. Okay, there are 5 instances protected, and you can see these 5 instance names and what is the policy, what is the cloud storage, and what is the replication type you have, and you can export them to Excel sheet. Okay, right now only 5, we are fine, but if you have, like I said, 1,000 plus or 10,000 plus, how do you handle them, right? So you need to keep on changing the number of rows, pages, and export the data. Okay, you have more filters as well here, guys. Okay, you can filter with the backup type, subscriptions, vault location, vault names, all these things you have here. And if you go to the usage, it will tell you how the same, how much is the utilization. Okay, and for this machine one, it is protected instances count as 0.500. It is all depends on the storage, as I said. It depends on the storage. It is going to divide the consider as instances. Okay, and jobs, you can see this is also one of the useful thing. It will tell you how many are failures. Only one failure for now. Jobs by failure code and jobs by operation, jobs by status. Okay, these views are really good and it will help you in troubleshooting or analyzing the trend. Policies, what are the policies you have and how much data has been consumed by policy, you can see them here. Okay, if there are any VMs which are not exist in the Azure, but backups still exist. So those called inactive resources. By disabling them or removing them, you can reduce the cost. That is what this tab talks about. If you have any email alerts configured, you can just check them here. Okay. All right. So this is about the backup reports, and it's very useful. There's one more thing called Backup Explorer as well. Let's check this. So it is almost giving the similar data. Okay, you can just select subscriptions, location, all these details. Okay, based on the location, time range, it will keep on change. The good thing that it will show is if you have hundreds of machines, out of them, how many of them have VM backup, how many of them do not have the backups. So there are 4 virtual machines do not have the backup yet. So backup not enabled machines by location, by resource group, you can see here. Okay, and the backup jobs as well, you can see how many completed, how many are failed, and backup items by resource state and protection state. There are 5 missions which are active and they are protected. Okay, so backup items, if you go, it will give you the similar data. If I go to the jobs, it will give you how many are failed, how many are successful. Right now, if I say all, it will give me all backup jobs. Okay, and if I go to alerts, if there are any backup alerts, you can see, and the policies and backup not enabled missions. These are the 5 missions where backups are not enabled yet. Okay, so each one have different views, right? If I go to backup reports, this has a different view and that has a different view. Okay. Here the data is coming from log analytics workspace. There the data is not coming from the log analytics workspace. If I go back to the same RSV, okay, and here I'll go to Backup Explorer. These are coming from Resource Graph Explorer queries, but backup reports are coming from Kusto queries. If I click on edit, okay, if I click on edit this and go to this, not this one, I think they have done something else here. What I will do is, let me go to the jobs. Okay, so now I'll just edit this. So here it is. I'll just, okay, there should be an option to edit this. There will be an option, yeah. Let me check here. Okay, it's integrating different workbooks here, guys. Okay, that's why I'm not able to. But what I'm trying to say here is it's using the Kusto queries to build these dashboards. So you can use this existing dashboards, but if you wanted to create your own table like this, right? How to do it, I'll quickly show you as a sample. Okay, just go to monitor. Always go to monitor. Don't go for a log analytics workspace and create from here, right? So it's not, I don't recommend this because, you know, if anybody wanted to view, they have to come here and start looking. But if I go to the monitor section, Azure monitor, there is something called workbooks. And here you can click on new workbook. You can use existing one as a reference on how to, you know, create them. I'll just quickly show you performance related stuff. Okay, top 100 virtual machines performance last 3 days. Okay, it says not onboarded. That's fine. We'll create a new one, new brand workbook. How we wanted to have it, I will quickly show you. So I want a view. I want to create a tab, different tabs. Okay, one for VM backups, one for backup items, one for CPU utilization, one for memory utilization. 4 tabs I want to create, and I want to have a subscription. I want to have a log analytics workspace. I want to set the time range on top. If I change them, their values have to be changed here. Okay, they should be in a table format and I should be able to export. This is a sample design. Okay, we'll see how it looks. So let's go for the parameters first. Okay, standard view, add parameter. I'm going to add subscriptions. So if you click on this drop down, you have multiple options. There is something called subscription picker or default subscriptions. And you can say required, allow multiple. There are multiple. Right now we have only one subscription and I'm going to save this. I'm going to say all subscriptions. Add another parameter. What we need is, I think, log analytics workspace, right? LAW. Okay, here I wanted to choose a resource picker. Okay, so select resource. Log analytics workspace. Or I can run some queries here. resource graph queries and subscription. How do I get this? I'll just check that now. Resource graph queries. This is Graph Explorer. And here I'm going to run resources. Okay. And summarize by type. Let's see what kind of resource types we have. I think one will be for log analytics workspace for sure. Yes, this one. Let's say summarize by where type equals to this. Okay, you have two. And I wanted to summarize by name. Okay, I'm going to get these two. So here I'm going to run this query and let's do results. I'm going to say this is mandatory and allow multiple sections. Okay, and allow all and save this. I'm going to select all of them. Done editing. If I wanted to add something more, let's say time range. Okay, time range. Okay, here you have a time range picker. You can select all of them and you can also say allow customized and it is required. I'm going to say last 7 days. Save it. Okay, 7 days. I'm done editing. You see, it has come. Now, next I want to add some tabs. You can see there is something called add links and tabs option here. So I'm going to say tabs. Tab name, I want to say backups, backup jobs. Okay. Action item, I'm going to use a parameter here. I'm going to say tab name is jobs. I want to create another one which says backup items. Okay. And I'm going to say parameter value as tab name. You can give any names. Okay. I'm going to say items. And one more is CPU and set parameter value tab name CPU. The other one is memory. Okay. And set parameter value tab name is memory. The last one thing I want to add is uptime, VM uptime. Okay. And set parameter value as tab name as uptime. Okay. Done editing. You see there are multiple tabs have come. Now what I need to do is I need to ensure that I write the queries. Okay. I write queries and the data has to be presented in the respected tabs. Let me just edit this once. I think I need to change some view. Okay. Yes, I think it will be good if I change this way. Okay, done editing. Yeah, you can looks like this, but I think I should not say borders. Yeah. Okay. Now I can also change this. I think it's like, let's put 100%. Okay. Now what I will do is I'll add a query. Okay. The first query what I'm going to add is this. Okay. Here I have to select the workspace, backups or log analytics workspace. Okay. And here what I need to do is I'll just remove this job failure code. Okay. And I need to also change the time, right? As soon as I change the time, it should also reflect it. What I need to do is here, where time generated is the time range. Okay, this time range I've chosen here, right? While creating this, I've chosen there. So now I'll run this query. It should be set in query. No resources are selected here. Okay. Is it not selected? Yeah, it is selected. Okay. Ideally, it should come. Logs and log analytics and log analytics workspace is this. What I can also do is I can write another query, another command where it says the workspace name should be from this one. Okay. Okay. So now I'm going to put some more values here. Make this conditionally visible under the backup jobs. Parameter name, it's like tab name is equals to jobs. Okay. Save this and pin this. You can always show pin icon option, and you can also show export options. Chart title is Azure VM backup jobs. Okay. So next, you can say by default it will take 250 rows. You can change up to 10,000 rows. All right. So now we can also say custom width or show border. All right, and go to this, run the query again, and you can say done editing. You can see it's completely available, right? Now another query I can run. Okay, if I wanted to have the same settings, I just say clone it. Okay, here instead of the backup jobs, I need to run the backup queries, the backup items, right? For that, I'll go to this backup log analytics workspace and get the query first. Okay, go here and instead of Azure add-on backup jobs, I need to say protected instances. Let's say this. Run this query. You got more protected instances here. Okay, it has more data, but we need some specific data, right? We need like name of the VM and subscription and time generated. Those values we need. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to split the data. Let me say extend VM name. I'm going to save the data into VM name variable. VM name is equal to split of which one I can use it. I think I can use this protected containers unique ID. I'm going to split this with the semicolon. Okay. And since the VM name is at the last, I'm going to say -1. Okay, that is a VM name, and I need a location as well. Location I can get it from the vault unique ID. I think I should get it from you. Both are same, you know, your VM and vault will be in the same location. I can use any one of them, but I'll use this protected containers unique ID only. So I'll just copy here. And instead of VM name, I'm going to say location. Okay. Here, instead of -1, I'm going to say 0 because it is starting from 0. Okay. And protected instances count is not required. At state, I need to add it. I can add it while projecting the data. And if I wanted to add the resource group, of the VM, I don't see that option here because everywhere it is giving me the vault resource group, but not the VM resource group. Okay, these all should be fine. I'm going to say project time generated and comma VM name comma location, then What else I can add here? State of the VM, whether it is protected or not protected, what state it is, right? It should be comma state. And anything else I can add? I think that should be fine. Okay, so I'll just take this and put it here. All right. Now I can run this query. It will give me all the data. And here, instead of jobs, I wanted to put them under the backup items. And I'm going to change this name, Azure VM Backup Items. Okay. And I think everything is perfectly fine. I'll just run this again and done editing. Okay. Just to have a quick test. Okay, it's not giving the data. Backup jobs data is not giving. Backup items it is giving. Okay, I will just save this saying Azure Mon. Okay. So it looks like there is some issue with the configuration. It's not showing, but backup items it is showing up here. I can change this, reduce the size if needed. Okay, we'll do that. Once this is saved, we can modify that. Okay, so I'll click on edit again. So it looks like there is some issue here. First, let me check what is the parameter I've given for the jobs. It is job, but what I added here is the jobs in the advanced settings, right? That's why it is not showing. It is invisible. And I think this one, I should change this to custom width. Okay. And run this again. Okay, it should be working fine. Here again, I want to change this to custom width. Okay, run this query and done editing. Okay, these two are completed. And this is also completed. Now I'll just done editing, save this. Now you can see backup jobs. All right, if I go to backup items, it is there here. So if I change this time frame, let's say last 1 hour, both will change here. Last 1 hour, these are the backup jobs, and these are the backup items. If I say last for 3 days, this data will keep on changing. Okay, and you see there was one failure. We can just put them as a filter as well. So whatever you wanted, we can put by following the same approach. So filters, we need to add this method. Okay. And let me just change this. I don't have an option to export here, right? If I wanted to give an export option, I just need to say show export to Excel button when not editing. That option has to be selected. And here also I'm going to do this. Show export to Excel option. Done editing. Now, if I say done editing, yes, I have an option to export to Excel. Here also, I will have an option to export to Excel. Save this. Okay, so these things you will have to, you need to create like this. If I wanted to monitor CPU memory uptime, right now it is empty because we did not add data. Let's go back to this and run the queries to fetch the data. So we added the performance counters. I'm going to add here perf. Run this for last 24 hours. Okay, let's say last 48 hours. Because the VMs were in a shutdown status, that's why the data is not coming up. So we see processor time and current bandwidth for the network, disk time, system uptime. We'll get the system uptime. System uptime is under the counter name called system uptime. This is the column, and this is the object name. Let me do one thing. Let me do some filters here. Where object name, what is the object name here? System. is equal to system. Okay. Next, I want to filter the system of time only, right? Where CounterName looks like there's some problem here, guys. I have to use the double quotes here. Yeah. CounterName is equals to system of time. Okay. Now if I run this, I will only get the data related to system of time. Here the values, I think they are in seconds. Okay. So what we need to project here is project time generated when the data is generated and computer. Okay. And the counter name and counter value. Okay, if I run this, I get the data that is required only to me. Okay, so if you wanted to change this to days, I think you need to divide by 60, I believe, right? So let's do that. Extend, let's say time equals to counter value. What happened to this? Extend counter value divided by 60, comma time. Okay, run this and divide by 120. Okay, it's giving me, right? So we can use this kind of calculations to, convert the values to meaningful. Okay, but now we'll just go ahead and use this. Okay, I'm going to click on edit this. I'm going to clone it so that I don't need to spend in everything. Yeah, so here I just need to change a few things here. What I need to change is advanced settings. Instead of the tab name equal to items, I'm going to say uptime. Okay, and select all these options. Here I'm going to say system uptime. Okay, then go back to this, run query. Okay, so done editing. So done editing here. If I go to uptime, you can see the data. Likewise, you can write queries for memory as well. First, let me save this workbook. For the memory and all, I think we have to run this query again. So here, I need to find the one for memory. I think memory we have not added yesterday. So let me first see what is there in the object name. So to do that, summarize by object name. Object name. Now I get everything. Whatever is possible. Okay. Memory is already there. Now I can filter where object name is equals to memory. Now I get the data only related to memory. Okay. And it has available bytes. What I need here is project time generated, comma, computer, and object name and counter name and counter value. All right, like this I will add it. we can still customize this. All right. So I'm going to clone it again. I'll clone this one only. And use this way. Okay, here advanced settings, I'm going to make these changes. I'm going to say memory. Okay, and run this query. And similarly, I can clone for CPU if I have the data ready. All right, so let me just say summarize by object name again. So I think process, no, I think there is one more counter we need to add, processor. So that we did not add it. So we'll not get the data. So, but we are fine with it. CPU is not there, memory is not showing up. Okay, I know the reason why it is not showing. So I need to say memory under the memory tab. It should be displayed under the memory, not under the items. Okay. Settings, run query, and done editing. Save this first. Okay, this is how you build these dashboards. Memory, uptime, you just change the time range. Last 7 days, everywhere it will keep on changing. All right, subscriptions and workspace that are in scope, all these things. All right, is it clear, team? Any questions so far? If you wanted to copy this, all right, just go here, go to the advanced editor, copy this or download this. Okay, and create as many as needed. Okay, here it should show Azure Mon. If I want to create a new one, I'll go to advanced editor, remove the default one, paste it here, it will automatically come. You see, it does come, and you can save this. Getting my point? So this is how you create a new dashboards, new workbooks, like cloning the existing one. All right, thank you very much. I hope you understood the queries.
Yeah, in